Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 406. The title of today's lesson is the difference between nose candy, eye candy, and ear candy. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. Nose candy simply means cocaine. It's a slang term for cocaine. An example sentence from the Urban Dictionary seems to suggest a possible origin of the term nose candy. Coming from the drug lord Pablo Escobar, who was very big. It was, I think, in the 70s, late 70s, maybe, yeah, probably in the 70s, around that time. Here is their example sentence. This is what it was. The DEA, which means the Drug Enforcement Agency, was bugging his phones. You know, they had the secret microphone in there. They were bugging. They were trying to listen to him to catch him doing drug deals. Was bugging his phones, so when arranging a drug deal, Pablo Escobar used the term Colombian nose candy instead of cocaine to fool the narcs. The narcs are policemen that try to, that work in narcotics, which are illegal drugs. So is this really where nose candy came from? I tried to do some research and confirm it, and I wasn't really able to confirm it. But it's an interesting sentence, and it would be very interesting if this is really the origin of it. Either way, it's definitely, it's definitely another term or another more informal slang term for cocaine. And this one was first, and the other two kind of derived, both eye candy and ear candy came later. They came from the idea of nose candy. Okay, so let's continue here. Okay, so nose candy is one of a number of slangs for cocaine, like we say. There are a number of them out there. And here's one example sentence. Many celebrities are addicted to nose candy. Yeah, you could just say it that way. All right, let's continue. And just like I said, both eye candy and ear candy are spin-offs that are said to derive from nose candy. So just some journalists came up with each one of them. But really, they got it from the original idea of nose candy. Let's continue. If we say that someone or something is eye candy, it means that that person or thing is very attractive and enjoyable to look at, but has little or no other valuable qualities, besides their, physical features. Okay, let's continue. The first known use of eye candy was used to describe the old TV show Three's Company. Yeah, this was actually a very kind of a funny TV show from the 70s. It was a little stupid at the same time, but it was also a little funny. And they had, it was, three characters, and there was two girls, and it was a guy, and they supposedly shared an apartment. And, this was back in the 1970s. When, the landlord didn't like the idea of a guy living with two girls, so he had to pretend like he was gay, but he was a good cook. But anyway, the two girls were very attractive girls, and Susan Summers, who was the first one that acted in here, she acted like a very dumb blonde or an airhead sort of blonde, but she was very, very beautiful. Later on, though, as you got to know Susan Summer as an actress, and she wasn't really as dumb-witted as the character she played. She actually was kind of smart in real life. And Joyce DeWitt was also pretty too. But that's where they first used eye candy from. So I guess they were describing the actors, at least at the beginning. They didn't think that they had that great a talent, but the show was popular, and they were, John Ritter was handsome when he was younger, and the three of them, so they referred to them as eye candy. But since that time, we hear eye candies used in a lot of ways. Okay, let's continue. All right, let's look here. Here's a couple of example sentences. Many websites will try to decorate their website with eye candy to attract viewers. Yeah, so this one is not necessarily people. They just want some attractive decorations around it. And number two, at trade shows for cars and tech products, they often hire pretty young girls to wear very short skirts to be eye candy and presenters. Yeah, well, they know. Well, first of all, tech products. There's usually a lot of nerdy guys go there. So, and they know that sometimes they will go there just to even see the pretty girls. They like tech, but they also want to just look at the pretty girls, and they kind of gawk at them. But girls are very pretty. But they don't really have to do much. They just have to kind of point and stuff. So really, they're there just to be eye candy. They're not really needed. They're not They're not the salespeople. They're not selling anything. They're there just to look pretty and attract, people to come. And they often have them at car shows too. All right, let's continue here. Ear candy. Now, ear candy is light and fun music without being deep or intellectually stimulating. Okay, good. The term ear candy was used as a title of an album by Helen Reddy. Yes, I think they said that there was a number of people that sometimes criticized her that she didn't have very deep music, and so she named one of her albums, just ear candy. She just sings, these nice little love songs that's not very deep and just very pleasing. Okay, so we have a couple of examples sentences here. Most elevator music is just ear candy. Yeah, you ever hear sometimes if you go into office buildings and they have elevator music, they definitely won't want to have any rough or hard rock or anything that could be offensive to anyone. So they usually just have songs that are like ear candy. Okay, and the second one here, ear candy often has a lot of la song or fames. Yeah, la 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 la, has that in it. And, again, very simple songs, but just, fun and light. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. Hope it was clear. Hope it was informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.